Right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mufukeng Honolo, Subject Advisor, Maths Grade 8 and 9 in TMAT. I'm just going to present algebraic equations for grade 8. So let's get started. My presentation outline, it's prior knowledge to algebraic equations, activity on inspection, solving equations using inverse operation. And then the last presentation outline, on the presentation outline, it will be a quiz. Right. The prior knowledge. Let's get used to the manipulatives that we can use in order to show how the equations are working. As you can see there, this represents the balance. So a balance, it is having the left-hand side as well as the right-hand side. And as you can see now, this balance is balanced. And if there is anything that we are going to include on the left-hand side of the balance, this is not going to be balanced anymore. To counteract that, we must actually put the very same thing that we have put on the left-hand side. Or if we took something on the left-hand side and the balance is not going to be balanced, therefore, we must also include the very same thing that we have included on the left-hand side. Right. And then this is an example of a balance again. Right. As you can see here, we are having a variable in the form of a ball, football. And then we take for granted that we don't know what is inside this ball. And on the right-hand side, we are having the weight amounting to 10 kg. That simply means our x is equals to 10. So it is balanced. So whatever that we are going to include on either of the sides is going to make the balance not balanced. Right, going on, my dear learners, we are going to start to solve the equation by inspection, of which it's something that we have done before we do solving equations by inverse operations. Right. So let's have a look at this. As you can see there is this cap that is representing x and the two caps that are representing 2. On the right-hand side, we are having 6 caps. So that simply means x plus 2 is equals to 6. So going forward, as you can see, we have taken that cap that represents x and it makes the balance to be imbalanced. So for us to balance it, we must include the same caps that are in the right-hand side. And as we do that, here it is the balance now balanced. Right. That's how the equations work. Right. Going forward, as you can see there, we are having 2 large caps that are representing x and the smaller caps that are representing 3. The same way in this side, we are having caps that are 9, that represent 9. As you can count them, they are 9. And then if we are solving this equation by inspection, it simply means we just check this. We are having this 3 that is on the right-hand side as well as on the left-hand side. And then this on the left-hand side, it is represented by 2x plus 3, which is equals to 9. So in other words, when we solve this by inspection, we must ask 2 questions. for this question. The first question will be, which number, when we add 3 to it, it will give us 9. Therefore, we are expecting the answer to be 6. And then we move forward to say, which number, when multiplied by 2, will give us 6. There we go. That number will be 3. That simply means our x will be 3. That's when you actually solve the equation by inspection. Moving forward, now we are going to solve by inverse operation. Inverse operation, we are having the additive inverse. The additive inverse of -3 is +3, because when you add the 2, you'll get 0. And then we're also going to apply multiplicative inverse. The multiplicative inverse of 3 will be, of 3 out of 1 will be 1/3. That simply means when you multiply 3 with 1/3, it will give you 1. And if we write 3 in the form of fraction, it will be 3 out of 1. So 3 out of 1 multiplied by 1 out of 3, it will give us 1. So these two are very key when solving the equations by inverse operations. Right. Now let's have a look at this one now. We are having our x plus 2, which is equals to 6. Right. There we go. We have taken 2 from the left-hand side. We must also take 2 from the right-hand side. And now the answer becomes x being equals to 4. Right. So that's what we did. In other words, we are expecting our answer to be 4. So let's see how do we work it out. We are having x plus 2 on the left-hand side, equivalent to 4 plus 2 on the right-hand side. And then for us to isolate x, we must add the additive inverse of 2. Because this is a balance, we must also do that on the right-hand side. And now, finally, the answer is 4. X is equals to 4, like we did before we do the calculations. Right. And then the next example, we are having 2x plus 2 being equals to 246 being equals to 6. And then we are aware that if we take this 2 that is on the right-hand side, this is not going to be balanced. We must also take 2 on the right-hand side, and then the equation becomes balanced. And we can see that 2x is equals to 4. Now, we are going to share this 2x, and whatever that we do on the left-hand side, we must do it on the right-hand side. We must also share the number into 2 equal parts on the right-hand side. As we share, there you go. You will see that for one cap, we are going to have 2 caps. For one cap that representing x, we are going to have 2 caps, one that is representing 2 caps. And it is clear that our x is equals to 2. We have divided. We were multiplying by 2. Therefore, for us to find x, we have to multiply by half, which is the same as dividing by 2. Right. And then there we go. 2x plus 2 is equals to 4 plus 2. Adding the additive inverse of 2, which is -2 on both sides, we will get 2x being equals to 4. And then going forward, we have to multiply by a multiplicative inverse of 2, which is half. Therefore, if we take half on both sides, we are going to left with x being equals to 2. Right. And then the last activity, it is this one. We are having 2x minus x. On the left-hand side, we are having negative x plus 4. So we must actually move x on the right hand side. Sorry for that. Let me say this is 2x being equals to x plus 4. So we must isolate 4 on the right hand side. We will be adding the additive inverse of x on both sides. And this is what is going to happen. We will have 0. This is what is going to happen. We will have 0. Now it is clear that x is equals to 4. So as we work it out, we were having 2x equals to x plus 4, adding additive inverse of x on both sides because we want to isolate the constant on the right hand side. We will add the negative x on both sides. So as we add negative on both sides, negative x on both sides, on the right hand side we will left with x. On the right hand side we will be left with 4, which will be the final answer. This is how we solve the equations using the inverse operations. Right. And then there is a quiz, but you will get the quiz in the form of the link whereby you are going to complete it in the form of Google Form. My dear learners, I hope this lesson went well with you. And thank you very much for having me today. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the day. That is the end of our session. Thank you.